So this is a paper of a student. So today I will show you how to write paper so that you score well in your exams. So these are the 2-3 marks answer he has written. So first question is given here. For 2-3 marks you have to remember that you have to write at least double the number. For 2 marks you have to double it, that means 4 or 4 to 6 points you have to write. Extra points for safety, for safer side, if you have done any grammatical mistake or anything. Next, if it is a question, since it is given here, graphic representation of monohybrid cross, and only it says that you have to give the graphic representation and not the steps, so you don't have to worry about everything else. You have to just note down or give the diagram and a little bit information about the content. So here, if for a better presentation, he could have given this monohybrid cross a title, and this one where he has roughly drawn a diagram, he could have written it well with title or capital letters or bold letters, and he could have used pencil for drawing some shapes so that it catches to the eye of the examiner. Next one, what is biopatent, and it says to example. So what is biopatent? Simple as that. The question or the this short question or 2 marks. So the student is supposed to write only what is a biopatent, and he has to give some examples about it. So if he would have written it, underlined various important words or something, it could have been a better presented paper. Next question here, give the characteristic of genetic code. Now he has written it with black ball pen. I don't think so in board exam they allow you to write your paper with multiple type of inks. You are supposed to write whatever your answers by only one inked ball pen. Remember, only ball pens are allowed in board exams. Now genetic code is triplet. This is right. He could have underlined this non-ambiguous part or could have explained it in bracket, so that would have been a really good point or catchy to the eye of the examiner. Remember, whatever catches the eye of the examiner, they first look at your presentation, your maintenance or your neatness of the paper, and also the content and how many points correct you have written. So on the basis of that they mark you. Next is genetic code. Codon specify the same amino in all, and this is pretty correct. Now this is an important question, which is verbal hypothesis. So he has drawn a diagram. It is correct. He could have arranged it in a rectangular box of pencil, and also he could have arranged the points a little bit away from the diagram so that it seems good or looks good as the presentation point of view. Now for this one, this is correct. Describe the verbal hypothesis. See now, if the question asks you to describe the verbal hypothesis, what he has done, what the student has done is, he has just notified or written only one point about verbal hypothesis, and directly he jumped towards the diagram. This is not pretty much what the answer or what the marks require. It says describe, so that means you have to explain it further. How is the mechanism, what is the mechanism of the process, so you have to explain. So this is the point where students lose their marks. So make sure write points according to the questions and what the question requires you to do. Next one is definition of genotype, phenotype analysis. So that means you have to just define it. So it can be a 1 marks each or 2 marks, whatever. So it is a genetic constitution of an organism, and he hasn't written of what definition he is writing of. This is definition of genotype. So he was required to write here genotype in the title and then defined it, because the examiner has to find out of 3 of which one he has written the definition of. So that can lead you to lose marks. Next one is phenotype, that means the external appearance. So okay, now he has given example, so that is pretty correct. Write about the nomenclature of restriction enzyme. Restriction enzyme are also known as restriction endonucleases, and then names. From looking from here, I can say that the answer is pretty correct, but he could have done really better when he would have underlined some words or written this eco R in bold letters or underlined something, and more points were required. One more point, I think so. Sticky ends and back cross. Here the student is required to underline and show of what thing or what title he is giving the definition to. So back cross. Small diagram doesn't harm anyone. Double fertilization. This wasn't required, this scientist name, because most of the time students don't remember the name of the scientist X or Y. So you don't have to write anything which you are not sure of. See, again, he did the mistake of not underlining the main title, so that seems pretty boring to the examiner. You treat the paper just like you would treat a presentation. There are 100 or 200 students in a row or a queue who are also supposed to give presentation on the same topic as you are. So what you can do is you can make your presentation a little better, so that your presentation seems appealing and very good. Same way is the case for your papers, that you could make your presentation stand out by simple adding underline, titles, and also giving a font, a different font to scientific names or something, or drawing a diagram. Simple silly diagrams are required. No one is perfect in drawing diagram, and also the board pattern or whatever the examiners check, they don't require you to be a very good artist in drawing. Just the case for drawing the diagram is it must be scientifically correct, just like this. It is not that much perfect, but it is scientifically correct, so it would give him the full marks. So remember these points, whatever I am telling you to, or you are not confident enough of your answer, you can write extra points, so that if any of the points goes wrong, the other points goes right and you don't lose your marks. Questions like this: define clone, what are sticky ends? These are very one sentence type of answer, so you don't require to write point wise or 3 to 4 points for this. That means you are a fool, because you are wasting time wasting time on something that is not demanded from you. The thing that is demanded from you, that you have to simply explain what is sticky ends in a simple sentence, nothing else. You don't it doesn't say draw sticky ends or show or sketch or anything or explain. They just ask you what are sticky ends, so that means you have to just explain what the term means. Here is the example of a distinguish DNA and RNA. Columns should be drawn, and also the way he has maintained it is quite neat. So whatever he has written, such as DNA is a genetic material, yes, it is in some virus, yes, double stranded, single stranded. So you have to relate both the distinguish with each other. This is an example of a question such as what is biogas and question mark. Write in brief about the production process. So there are two questions included. So what you have to do, the trick is, first, if this question is of 3 marks, you have to divide 1.5. If there are two questions included in one, so you have to divide the marks in that many parts, how many questions are included into that particular main question. So for example, this question has two questions. If it would be of 4 marks, so I would divide what is biogas content in 2 marks. So I have to write 4 to 6 points of this what is biogas. 4 points is enough, because this would be only the introduction. Write in brief about the process of the production process. That means I would divide 2 marks for this. That means I would write 4 to 6 points about this particular question. So what is biogas? This is correct. Introduction is correct. Okay. However, as I told you that you have to divide the marks, this answer doesn't have enough points, so that if it would have been of 4 marks, so full 4 marks would have been scored, because that's how you have to write the answer. Hope you got what I wanted to say you. If you like my channel, please do comment, like and subscribe. Thank you.